Welcome back to 504 Road Trips. Today we begin our next Louisiana State Highway that we're going to cover, and that will be Louisiana Highway 39, which runs 54 miles from the middle of New Orleans to the most downriver point that can be driven to on public roads on the east bank of the Mississippi River. This will be a 9-part series, and you'll see a drastic change in the landscape from beginning to end. We begin today on North Claiborne Avenue in the 7th Ward of New Orleans. The state highway designation of LA 39 begins at the end of the Claiborne Avenue off-ramp from I-10. At Elysian Fields Avenue, we see the western terminus of LA 46 to the right, which we covered in an earlier series, and the southern terminus of LA 3021 on the left. Here, LA 39 splits into a couplet with the southbound lanes of LA 39 following North Robertson Street through the St. Roch and St. Claude neighborhoods. This viaduct crosses over the Press Street, New Orleans Public Belt Railroad tracks. The bridge dates back to 1962, while its counterpart on the northbound lanes of LA 39 on Claiborne Avenue was built in 1949. The construction of this overpass cut the Zetzman bottling plant in half. To this day, a graffiti-covered water tower is visible to the right with the faint image of a 7-Up logo on the side. Prior to 1962, traffic on North Claiborne was two-way as it was one of the few streets to cross the railroad tracks. Until the late 1960s, early 70s, LA 39 followed a completely different path along St. Claude Avenue, so this wasn't a state highway until several years after this viaduct was built. Just a reminder, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and the bell beside it to be notified of when our new videos come out. And give us a thumbs up or hit the applause button if you enjoy our videos. At Poland Avenue, the couplet ends and we cross the Judge Perez Bridge over the Industrial Canal. This bridge was built in 1957 and rises 157 feet above the canal, meaning it doesn't have to be opened as often to let marine traffic pass through. This bridge has seen its share of disasters over the years. Legend has it that during its construction in the 1950s, the bridge was struck by lightning, electrocuting one or more construction workers. On May 28, 1993, a tugboat pushing empty barges collided with the support pier of the bridge, causing 145 feet of the bridge approach to collapse onto the canal bank and onto the barge. 2 automobiles plummeted off the bridge, killing 1 person and severely injuring 2 others. On May 20, 2008, 17-year veteran New Orleans police officer Tommy Felix was killed when his vehicle drove off the bridge and plunged into the canal while the bridge was in the raised position. Eyewitness accounts say that the barriers which come down to indicate the bridge's closure were not functioning at the time, and several other cars came close to driving off the bridge but stopped short. We enter St. Bernard Parish in the unincorporated community of Arabi. The community was apparently named after the residents of the area who burned the courthouse down in the 1890s. According to an account published by the Federal Writers Project in 1941, quote, reputedly because the incendiary activities of an Arabian sheik were at the time much in the news, end quote. The New York Times makes mention of the media frenzy in 1882 with a note that, quote, the New Orleans Picayune has discovered that Arabi Pasha once sold confectionery in that city, but the Picayune has a habit of occasionally discovering things that are not so, end quote. We conclude today's video as we cross the Bywater Canal and enter the unincorporated community of Chalmette. I hope I pronounced the name of that canal right. If not, please let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to help support our channel, please check out our merchandise at 504roadtrips.spreadshirt.com. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, post a comment, subscribe, share and follow us on social media, and join us for our next 504 road trip.